Les voy a enseñar algo que yo creo que muchos no sabían y es una curiosidad sobre Panamá. But the talk will be in English, so I hope you all speak English. So let's start. Okay, so let's start. Do you know that around 152,000 airplanes land in Panama's main airport, Tucumán International, every year? That's nearly 430 planes per day. And in the last year, in 2024, it was around 19 million passengers. And I want you to think about all those flights, tourists, families, business people that fly every day. Now, here's the crazy part. Almost none of them know how an airplane actually works. But in reality, they don't need to know. They care about where they're going. That's it. That's all that matters for them. And you're probably wondering, Juliana, why are you talking about planes? We're in a blockchain crypto conference. What does this have to do with blockchain and Web3? Well, I would like to go to the next slide and let you, I would like to ask you a question. When you booked your last flight, were you eagerly reading about jet engines design? Of course not. You were probably imagining yourself on a beach, sipping in a cocktail, or doing that business deal that you wanted to sign, right? So the reality is that we trust that planes will get us there. We use planes. We don't need an aeronautical engineering degree to be able to use the planes. In other words, for passengers, destination and outcome, thank you. Destination and outcome matter far more than whatever the design of the plane is. You just need to get to Panama. You don't need a PhD in physics on the way to Panama. And if we bring this to Web3, how many blockchain projects have you seen that onboard you with technical specifications? Imagine that an airline is trying to sell you a ticket, and they're like, hey, our turbofan engines are the best. They are the best. No, they don't. They basically sell you your dream vacation. And so in Web3, too often, we focus on selling the engine and not the destination. And this is a common mistake that most projects that I've seen around do. So, for example, we start our pitch with, we have a revolutionary sharded proof of stake layer 2 solution. And if you think about the perspective of a user, they have no idea what this is. And what for do they need to understand this? Like, it makes no sense. But this is the way we're doing marketing right now, and that we're trying to get users and sell to our users. And it's a huge mistake. So imagine that the airlines are inviting their users, their passengers, and they are saying, okay, we're going to Panama. But first, look at the engine of this aircraft. Nobody gives a damn about the engine. Like, nobody cares. That's not something that we actually care about. And so, for example, Web3 also comes with its own alphabet group of jargon. Like, for example, decentralization, sharding, ZK snarks, layer 1, layer 2 TPS, yada, 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 yada. And when that happens, for us, we builders, we people that work in the industry, we're like, okay, this is exciting, this is a new tech, this is this and this is that. But in reality, for the end user, it might as well be another language. And so what we are doing is that we go to the market and we say, this product uses elliptic, Byzantine, proof, fault tolerance, whatever. And people are going to be like, I don't know what that is. I'm going to stay away from this because I don't understand it. I don't like it. It's too complicated for me. So all this lingo that we use when we market our products, the only thing that is creating is barriers for the newcomers. And sometimes we don't even realize it because for us, every day using this lingo and talking about these things is so easy because we're 24/7 in crypto, we're 24/7 in blockchain, we read the news, we read X, and we're talking about this with our friends and with our companies. So, but it's not the same for everybody. We're making feel people like they need an engineering manual just to use a decentralized application. and that shouldn't be the reality. It's a marketing fail, basically. So another issue that we have in Web3 is that a lot of the marketing is pretty redundant. And so every single company that you hear outside, they are always like, we are fast, secure, and scalable. Is a thing that every single company that starts in Web3 is gonna tell you. And basically, after some time, if you only hear this, it's gonna turn into noise. So your marketing is just another one saying the same thing. And I want you to imagine a car commercial. The cars are not focusing on selling the fuel or the turbo, whatever the car has. They don't. And imagine that all these Web3 startups, they're just shouting in unison, we have the best engine. And so for the user, it becomes very difficult to tell apart the companies if all of them are fast, secure, and scalable. The messaging is identical. So at the end of the day, it just becomes boring and not relatable. So this is what we're doing. And I'm saying this because I advise a lot of companies in Web3. I advise a lot of companies in the go-to-market strategies. And one of the things that I have to battle with every day is with the CEOs and the CTOs focusing on, oh, our tech is the best. Well, let me tell you something. The user doesn't care that much about the tech. The user cares about the destination. Where are you taking them? What can they get from your product? So let's leave a little bit the tech behind. And I know it's important, and I get excited about it, but it's me. And I know this, and I work in this. But the user doesn't think like we do. So when everyone focuses on the tech specifications are not special anymore. And I would like to talk about a specific example, and this is a test that we did in the Polkadot Canary network that is CUSAM. And we did a stress test, and we were able to perform 143,000 transactions per second while using only 23% of our capacity. That would be, theoretically speaking, 600,000 transactions per second if we use the whole capacity. But when another project says, hey, we are able to provide 5,000 transactions per second, it's very difficult to get excited. It's hard. The point is that raw transaction per second numbers are not a selling point anymore. They are just basically the base technology that our projects should have. For the user, it's okay, it's fast, but what can I do with it? What's the destination where this can get me? So in Web3, marketing should be about the user's destination. Marketing should be about why it matters in their lives. If you have an incredible tech, that's amazing. So, but let them know, hey, this is important in your life because you have ownership of your assets. This is important in your life because if you are here in Panama and your mom is in, I don't know, in Argentina, you can send her money to Argentina on a Saturday night, and she's gonna get the money instantly. That's what it should matter. So demonstrate the greatness of your tech with the results and the outcome for the user. I would like to compare Web2 marketing to Web3 marketing here. And I don't know if you know this app, it's called Rappi. Rappi doesn't basically say, hey, we have a cloud infrastructure with an API-driven dispatch algorithm. No, they say we deliver hot dinner to your house in 30 minutes. Nobody cares about the dispatch algorithm that Rappi has, right? And so, for example, this bank, the bank is not saying, we'll bring our TCP IP network. No, they're bringing you financial solutions. And that's why we should market our way into the destination. So, for example, Web2 is speaking to human desires and needs. It's speaking to what the user actually needs. And we should do the same. We should empower users, give them freedom, new opportunities, because that's what Web3 is about. This is a clear example of how to do marketing right and how we're doing it wrong. Now, I want to bring this home, of course. I'm from Polkadot. So Polkadot is basically called a set of blockchains that work together and talk to each other. And if you want to imagine Polkadot in normal terms, imagine an airline alliance. So you have multiple chains, each specialized in different things, all connecting through one hub. And that's what Polkadot is. So this matters for marketing because it means that if you build on Polkadot, you're not selling one isolated engine. You are tapping into the features from other chains. So you're going to be able to leverage these features. It's like, for example, if I fly here with Copa Airlines to Panama, I'll probably get a connection with Turkish Airlines to go to Turkey. And actually, I've done that before, so I know this is true. And it's the thing that is happening with Polkadot. So probably it's a connection of multiple chains that will get you to your destination. They are connected. They speak to each other. So I would like to talk about the benefits of Polkadot. And I know this is a little bit technical, but I will try to put it down for you guys so you understand. If you're building a project, if you're launching an app, if you need help with an app, come to us. We're here. We're going to help you. We're going to guide you through what Polkadot is and the benefits that it has. So Polkadot is for a multi-chain world. If your application needs to connect with others, basically this is where you can do it. It communicates and shares value with others by default. And so data, assets, whatever you need. And then we have shared security. For example, one of the main challenges that developers have when they're self-building is that they need to bootstrap the security. Well, with Polkadot, it doesn't happen because you're building and you're secured by the relay chain. And this is billions of dollars in security. So you don't need to bootstrap it. You are being secured by the relay chain in Polkadot. Secure by design. So developers, if you're looking to build somewhere, we're here. Scalability. All the chains that build on Polkadot, they run in parallel. And basically, your app will never feel slow. You're going to have the connection. You're never going to have a club up. Polkadot's architecture ensures that you can scale it to meet the demand. And so, for example, we see these a lot in crypto, that suddenly there is a hype about talking about an app, and then you have to wait half an hour, 20 minutes, and sometimes you don't even get to perform the transaction because it's all bottled up. And then we have future-proof upgrades. What happens when a normal blockchain needs to be updated is that they need to create a new hard fork. This is jargon, so whatever. Let's imagine that in Polkadot, have you seen how your apps on your phone automatically update? This is what happens in Polkadot. You don't need to tell your user, hey, you need to do this or do that. No. The app will update itself. So that's an opportunity and advantage that you can find in Polkadot. And then you have flexibility for builders. There are a lot of things that are ready to deploy in Polkadot. And so what we want is that if you build with us, the basics are done for you. Now, you can focus on what's important for you and the unique features that your chain has. So if you need governance, if you need a token, that's already done. Focus on whatever is important for you. And so that's why we offer a lot of flexibility for builders. To wrap up, I want you to remember the airplane. People want a trip. They want to get to their destination. They don't want a tour of the cockpit. In Web3 marketing, I would like to invite you to lead with that, the destination, the real-world benefits and outcomes that people can receive. The technology is there to support the experience. It's not to overshadow it. The technology is there for us to provide an amazing experience to the user. If we build a market with that mindset, we'll attract more users who don't need to be blockchain experts to use our apps. So, for example, I want to give you an example. For me as a marketer, sometimes I receive requests from a CEO that tell me, hey, Juliana, I need to market this, I need user acquisition. And then I see the product and I'm like, not even I will use that product. It's just so difficult to market. How do you want me to explain this to to a person that just needs to transfer money. It's impossible. And that's what is happening here. It's happening in Web3. Polkadot, as we discussed, is that place where you can build these user-centric Web3 experiences. It's there for you, it's there to help you, it's there to facilitate everything. Again, it's important that you focus on the outcome. It's important that you tell your users the benefits they're gonna get with your app, with your product, with whatever you do. So I want to invite you all to rethink your marketing strategies, to think about how you're selling to the user, how you're getting to the users, and then make some changes because I'm pretty sure we all need them. My name is Juliana Cardozo. I'm from Marketing Polkadot. Thank you so much.